Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today is the final part, hopefully, of these tequila videos. So today's going to be specifically just on mezcals, and so we'll get into that. But first, we're going to do the giveaway for the second part, which was the añejos. So we got it up here, good amount of people. Let's see who wins the 6 samples of the tequila añejos from part 2. And Q Dog, of course. Let me write that down. Congratulations. Let me know. Send me an email. All right. So let's first talk about mezcals, because I think a lot of people think that mezcal is a type of tequila, but it's actually backwards. Mezcal is the bigger umbrella. Like every bourbon's a whiskey, but every whiskey's a bourbon kind of thing. So tequilas fall underneath mezcals, because mezcal it's a more diverse situation, where tequila is more specific. So I'm gonna read some stuff. So tequila can only be grown with the blue Weber agave plant, whereas mezcal can legally be made with more than 70 species of agave. And we're gonna try a few different ones through these 8 different pours we have today. Also, the growing regions are usually different, where tequila is mostly produced in the state of Jalisco, and mezcal is usually made in Oaxaca, Oaxaca. So different regions of Mexico. And another difference is how they distill the sugars of the agave, where in tequila it's above ground ovens, and for mezcal it's roasted in wood-fired rock-lined pits, which usually gives it that smoky flavor and savory flavor. So, a couple different differences. I like mezcals more because it is smokier. So one of these is a fresh crack for me that I've never had before. The rest I've had before, and one is a fresh crack, but this is like the 3rd bottle of it that I've had. So let's get right into the first 5. So we're gonna do them in somewhat price order. I kind of want these together, so it's not exactly in price order, but we're gonna start with the Oaxaca. I always say this wrong. This is $50-ish. This is the avocado con gusano, which I'll show you, because there's a few different versions of this. There's like a black label one that's more expensive. Then there's like a green label one that's something different. This one has a worm on the bottom. I think, yeah, you could see it, see? One of my buddies drank or ate it the last time I had this bottle. So the crazy thing I think with this one is that it's 4 to 6 months in recharred American oak barrels with agave worms. So a little creepy, but I actually like this. Let's see if I like it today. I was just checking to see. I definitely get copper still, like on the nose, and some smokiness. It does say it's double distilled in copper stills. So it's usually not a note I get, but you can definitely smell like the copper. A unique nose. Let's try it. Some little bit of spiciness, some smoke, some dark chocolate. The smoke though, the reason I like this bottle is because of the smoke, but the smoke today is coming off more like that cigarette smoke, which, boo. But this is the 3rd-ish bottle I've had of this, so it is what I do like. Yeah, the cigarette smoke is the strongest note. A little earthy. It's not very vegetal or fruity. You get a little bit of that copper still on the palate too. Man, did it just get worse? I don't understand. Maybe palates change. A little nicer on the 3rd sip. So this is one that I smoke cigars with, because that's smoke, but it's not coming off that great to me today. Anyways, you let me down today, buddy. Okay. So then we got Los Dones Mezcal Artesanal Añejo, aged 4 years. This is the Serpent one, because when I was looking up prices for this is like they have a bunch of different like animals So this one was 57 bucks right off of Total Wine's website. And I'm pretty sure this is a Total Wine Direct type bottle, meaning basically the black label. So let's see. This is the one I haven't had out of all 8 of these. Open it up just to check it out. Okay, this is not as smoky. It's more kind of like a very late butterscotch in yeast. It's not the best nose. Like, I know butterscotch is a good note, but it's a weird butterscotch. Not my favorite nose. And no smoke. It's definitely, it's kind of like a watered down butterscotch note. Now, let's try it. Okay, this one's a little bit longer finish, more viscous than this one. There's a lot more sweetness in the front, and there's smokiness on the back end. I do like this one. And someone commented on this part 2 of this series about telling you guys if there's additives or additives free. Mezcals don't really play around like that like tequilas do. However, when they do use additives, that's like a feature, meaning like how they cook stuff in, like this one. Once we get to, I'll explain it a bit more. The reason I even thought about it is because this one's so much sweeter than the Oaxaca that it almost seemed artificially sweetened, but it's not a thing they really do in mezcals. And really, it's like the Casa Azules are famous for our additives. It's more they put like kind of like food coloring caramel stuff to make it look darker. That's not bad. 57 bucks. Would I buy that again? Probably not. I do have a couple other mezcals that are Total Wine direct bottles, and I was debating on which one to open. So I don't know if I opened the best one or not, but it's okay. It's again, it's that sweetness and smokiness combination, but it's very like muted. And the smoke again isn't my favorite type of smoke. It's kind of more of that cigarette smoke direction. Yeah, it's savory. There's some spice across like the mid palate. It's decent. We'll see. As of right now, I actually like this one better than the Oaxaca, the Los Tonas, which is shocking to me because I 100% thought I was gonna really love the Oaxaca. Oh my lord, Oaxaca. All right, so now we're getting to a whole different brand, Boozle. At least that's how I'm gonna pronounce it, Bozal. And these are 3 different offerings they have. They have several other ones. So this one is basically, it says ensemble on it. It's basically what it is. It's a mixture of a few different agave plants. So the Espadín, Mexicano, Barril are different types of agave. Where's that the location? Is that the location? Okay, so I was looking it up because I was like, I don't know if that's locations or the name of the agave. So that's the names of the agave in the location that they make them. But the agaves are on the side here too, because it's 100% agave. They had different names. I'm like, what is going on here? Those names are just a lot longer. Angusifolia, Karwinski, and Rodacanta. So they, if it's local to an area, they name it something. It's kind of like how Cuban tobacco is also like the farm calls it something and the rollers call it something else. Anyways, it's a mix of 3 different agave plants. It's from the Oaxaca place and is classed as Joven, which means young. And in tequila, it's usually a blend, but in this, it's another word for Blanco. Anyways, this is 47%, which I know I didn't tell you guys the alcohol in the first 2. So might as well just go back. 40% on the Oaxaca, 40% on the Los Tonas. Okay, so let's try the Sambo one. Sambo. All right, okay, very different. It's more like clean. It's much lighter than these. There's not a lot of smoke on the nose. It's hard. It's a little vegetal, little. Some honey, caramel, like slight notes. It's very light. So let's just try it. Oh, I didn't say the price. So this one is $44. This is actually the cheapest one on the table. And the cheapest one we're actually going to review all day. So this one's very light. It has the same spice as a Los Tonas across the mid palate, but it's very light palate. It's not smoky, like a little bit of smoke, but nothing compared to these 2. A little bit more smoke on the back end. It's similar. It's still that like more cigarette type direction like the first two, but it's lighter. It's just not as intense as the first two. Low vegetal, and low fruity. The vegetable or the fruit note is more like a cooked pineapple note. It's not bad. It's just not as intense, but it is the cheapest, so you know, pros and cons. So now let's go into this green bottle. So this is called the Quiche, Cuishe, single maguey, which means it's a single agave. This is one of the ones that was in this one, the Sample, the Karwinski. Same location, Hooven. So let's try this one. This one's also, none of these really had that much color. Only the Los Tonos, which is aged for 4 years. So, but these are definitely clear. Oh, this one is, what is that? Yeah, way more vegetal. Some raisins, some smoke, a little cucumber. It's definitely very green. And now the bottle's green, so I don't know if it's playing some games on my head, but it's definitely vegetal forward. Definitely get some like fresh cucumbers though. Ooh. Not my, oh my God. So this one's $66. I kind of remember, I think this is the same thing with the other green one too. It's very, very vegetable forward. It's almost like drinking collard greens or broccoli rub. It's not my favorite. With some smoke. Yeah. Oh no. there's not enough out of this. I hope whoever wins this giveaway loves this one. It's like, hey, I'll take that off your hands. I do not like this one at all. It is way too vegetable. All right, so now let's get into what should be my favorite out of these 5. Because I kind of really thought I liked this one a lot. But this one I remember, because I probably haven't had these in probably a good amount of time. And so this one's Buzal Haman Iberico. So, and it says Sacrificio. So they do, this is also 47%. The vegetable one was also 47%. So the thing with this one, so this one's also 3 different agave plants, Espadín, Mexicano, and Tabasici. I don't know. So it's one different than the Sample. Same area. The thing that they do with this is they distill it with like a salted ham, almost like a presunto, depending on where you're from. But like a smoked ham in the distilling process that kind of gives it a more meaty, savory thing. Now this is what I was talking about where they do additives. So this is basically would be an additive because they also add like herbs and stuff like that. But that is like what they're trying to sell you on. So it's not like they're hiding it. They're promoting that fact that they're using additives to give it a different flavor. And they usually do this as, that's why it's called sacrificial, because they do this like as like a celebration holiday type thing to do this type of mezcal. I remember this off the top of my head being really nice smokiness and savoriness. And with that smoked ham notes, you actually get it. So let's see. Okay, not what I'm getting on the nose. This nose, that is like melon and pineapple on the nose. It's like super sweet fruit, like tropical fruits. not what I was expecting. Let's try the palate. All right, so this is, again, all 5 of these have been very unique from each other. This is actually very unique as well. This is way more tropical fruit, some barbecue smoke. I'm not getting the savory note that I remember getting. I get more of like a chocolatey cookie on the finish. I do like it. Oh, the price. So this is the most expensive one on here. It's 80 bucks. I did see the price on this kind of all over the place. I saw one website had it like 50% off. It was like around 50 bucks. Other websites had it for 100. Saw one that was for 80. So I kind of went with the middle. Oh, this isn't how I remember it at all. But it is the most complex out of these 5 anyways, and it's the longest finish. It's just, I'm not getting that smoked meat that I kind of remember getting before. This is way more tropical fruits, and those tropical fruits keep coming in and out with some different spices and smoke coming through there. Well, it's not giving me what I was anticipating, but it is my favorite out of these 5 anyways. So that's these 5. The next 3 are way more expensive. So I'm going to wash these glasses up. I'll come back and you'll see it right away, but I'll take a couple hour break here and come back and do the last 3. See you in a little bit. All right, I'm back. And 3 Clase Azules. They're all mezcals. Now the first 2 Clase Azules that I did in part 1 and part 2 of the series, I did not like that much. So we'll see how these do. Now the first one we're going to do is the black bottle, which is the Durango. And this is $400. And a little info on it. Clase Azul Mezcal Durango is made with wild Maguey Sindinzu, which is the different type of agave. I don't remember reading that off. Which takes 12 to 15 years to mature. It grows abundantly in Durango, where its mezcal is made. Follows the same traditional palique distillation process as other artisanal mezcals. One impressive point about this mezcal is that the agave is milled by hand rather than using a donkey and tahuna. Anyways, so that's the black one. So let's see. All right. It's light. It's not very smoky. Well, you get a little more smoke on the second sniff, but there's definitely more fruit and smokiness. Yeah, it's getting more smoky. So I mean, I don't know. The first nose was fruity and smoky. Let's try it. Yeah, this actually reminds me a lot of the Los Tonas, and that one was $57. Yeah. So it's smoky, it's fruity. On the back palate, on the finish, it becomes more vegetal. There's a little sweetness. That spice I was getting on some of them on the middle of the palate, it's kind of more on the front of the palate. It is good. I do like this. The price, though, it's definitely not worth the price. Now, if I remember correctly, this is the one I like the most. And it's not blowing me away. So apparently I poured a little bit more in these 3 than the first 5. A little dark fruit. The smoke is more the barbecue smoke versus the cigarette smokes. The smoke I do like. I do like this. If this was $50, I would like it a lot more. It's fine. Nothing too crazy. Okay, so let's go to the green one. So the green one is Clase Azul Guerrero. That's where it's produced in the Mexican state of Guerrero. It's using the Papalote agave. They grow wild in the mountain range of the state of Guerrero. And it says, because now I'm reading it, the flavors of this mezcal are influenced by their proximity to the sea and the green forest. Does that mean it's going to be salty and vegetal? Vegetal? We shall see. I do kind of see, it's funny because now I'm thinking that maybe it was the Buzol green bottle, but I do remember mezcal green being vegetal, and I thought it was this one. But that green Buzol one was very vegetal. Might be this one too. So there's this weird like sourness and hot sauce. No, a little bit of smokiness. I'm pretty sure I said smokiness on all of these, but that's just how they make it. So I feel like mezcals that's a very common thing. Just like in bourbon, it's like caramels and mochas and vanillas. It's like yogurt, or you know what it is? Like vanilla ice cream with freezer burn. Some chocolate, it's vegetal. There's that smoke. That's very strange. It's not as vegetal as I was thinking, so maybe it was the Buzol one that I was thinking that was super green. This one's also $400, and I didn't say the proof. So this one's 88, the black one's 88 proof. The green one is 84 proof. And once we get to the red one, that's 86 proof, so proofs are a little different, slightly. Yeah, I would definitely pick the black one over the green one. The green one is just not my cup of tea, apparently. If mezcal comes in a green bottle, I'm not gonna like it. This is what I'm learning today. That like freezer burn ice cream note is like right in the front of the palate, and that kind of like makes it off-putting for the rest of it. Because after that's not terrible. Why did I pour so much? All right, let's go to the red one, which is Clase Azul San Luis Potosi. Potosi? Sure. And is produced in the Mexican state of San Luis Potosi. So, again, these are all named after the locations that they're made in. It's produced using agave salmiana, also called green agave, on the Clase Azul website. It is made by producers in the Estacion Apiña region near Zacatecas border. So many words I'm saying wrong, probably. The plants are grown at elevations around 6,500 feet. And this one was $4.50. So this is the most expensive one. And if I remember this correctly, this is the one, it's easy to remember because it's red. I feel like this one had like a tahini spice. Yeah, okay. I definitely get that spice, like that red stuff that you put around like the rim of a margarita. So again, unique. The only one that was kind of similar was the black one. I think the Los Tonos were similar. This one's a little bit better, but it's also so much more expensive. This is a vegetal, but a slight vegetal, but what it is that red pepper spice. Yep, it's spicy on the palate. So crazy. A little chocolate, kind of counterbalance the spice. It's not as smoky as, I think it's probably the least smoky one out of them all. Maybe it's because the spice is so powerful that kind of mellows out the smokiness. Now, for the price, not worth the price at all. But it's such a unique profile that I wish it was much cheaper, because it'd be just a cool thing to be like, hey, you want to try something crazy? This is something crazy. It has margarita rim with salt and tahini, some vegetal, tropical fruit, a chocolate there. Yeah. The one thing it's missing is that smoke. Is this my favorite now? I feel like I used to like the black one the most, but I feel like my palate has definitely changed since the last time I've had these, because the ones I thought I was gonna like didn't like so much. Well, as I drink this last sip or two, let's do the giveaway. So if you want to win the chance to get 2-ounce samples of all 8 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag Mezcal. And I was gonna make it like, you know, maybe pick your 4 out of 8, but I'm just gonna do all 8. That lowers down the bottles so I have room, because I only opened one of the mezcals. All these, well, technically the Oaxaca I also opened, but I used to have a bottle up there. But I opened a few tequilas, and I don't have no space in that area of the bar. And these take up a lot of space because they're wide bottoms. Well, what did I learn from these 3 videos? 1, I like blancos, tequilas, way more than I thought I would. Anejos did more or less where I thought they were going to do, which I thought they were going to be the best, so they were good. The mezcals didn't do as good as I thought they were going to do. I thought I really liked mezcals, but none of these really blew my mind today. So I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, so this should conclude the tequila and mezcal videos for a little while anyways. So it'll be a lot more bourbon and travel videos probably in the next couple. Let me know what your favorite mezcals are and tequilas, but mezcals because it's a mezcal video, in the comments. Don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.